Hello, friends and family. Thank you so much for your prayers and for your financial support and for being a part of the work that's going on here in Honduras. It's been such a blessing to be a part of it, and there's definitely been some struggles, especially lately with the mud and some other attack, but we're doing great, and the work continues. The fruit continues to grow, and we're just so blessed to be a part of it. Again, just thank you so much for your prayers and for your financial support. I hope that this video update is more exciting and just as informative as the written update, but please provide me with some feedback. Email me your thoughts. If you enjoyed it, please email me, and if you would rather receive a written, please also email me. But since the last update, you'll remember that we started some work on the church office. The office is now complete, and you'll see some pictures pretty near completion after I'm done speaking. And it's been a real blessing. It's an interesting color of blue, but we've used it for a number of prayer meetings, and it's just been a real blessing to have a church office, somewhere that's kind of complete with a window where we can keep the dirt out and have some privacy and just be able to minister. Also, the youth group continues. Youth group continues to grow. Some people that were just there for the games are kind of gone, and we have some new people, and it's just been such a blessing. I've seen some tears and some light bulbs come on, and some people that needed prayer, and it's just been such a blessing. I'm just thank God that I'm a part of it, and the more and more I study and find out about the Lord, I can't understand why, but to bring Him glory. It's definitely the Lord's work. I want to tell you a story about two young men serving in the church named Christian and Claudio. They have attended a year of seminary in a nearby town, and we're looking for a church to plug into. They're a part of they have been a part of another mission in the area, and attended our church for a while, and we talked for a while, and they really felt called to be a part of what we're doing here in Honduras. And so we began to pray. I let them know that there's not a single staff member at our church that is supported by the congregation. The funds just aren't there. But that we would continue to pray for it. If it's the Lord's will, the Lord would give us a way. And not long ago, that way was provided by the Lord through a home in El Eden. It's a nearby town. El Eden, it's like the Garden of Eden. Owned by, or at least lived in by, another missionary. He's I believe a Baptist missionary. His name is Chris Rose. What's interesting is while we were praying about this, we were praying about a number of things in this home in El Eden, maybe answering more than just a place for Tico, and they have nicknames, Tico and Obama. Tico is what you call a person from Costa Rica. He's from Costa Rica, and Claudio, we call him Obama because he looks like President Obama. But anyways, their prayer was answered. Chris Rose wanted a few guys to stay in his home just to provide a deterrent from robbers or vandals, rent free. So now they have a place to live, and we provide them with some beans and rice. Their menu is kind of bland and boring, but they're alive and serving the church, and they're happy about it. I want to talk a little bit about this property in El Eden. Chris Rose has been in the States for about 5 months. He's doing a little bit of seeking the Lord. He's feeling like maybe the Lord is calling him to do something different or into another place. Don't know exactly all the details, but we will be meeting at the end of December, maybe early January. The more we spend time in this area in El Eden and in this property, the more vision God gives us for this area, and I believe that the Lord wants us there to do some work. So please pray about this property. We've spoken to a friend of his who has sort of taking care of the property, and he seems to think that maybe Chris Rose would be interested in just turning the property over to somebody who would use it for ministry. So it's a very exciting situation. The property is it's not a large piece of land, but the home is large and has a lot of opportunities for ministry in it. So please keep that in prayer. The town is called El Eden, like the Garden of Eden, and Chris Rose is the missionary who lives there now. Since Tico and Obama moved into El Eden, they've been approached by a man named Will, actually Wilmer, but we call him Will, who runs a local wood carving ministry that was started by Chris Rose. It's about 2 blocks away. And word got to him that there were 2 young Christian men staying in the home, and he approached them and asked if they would teach a Bible study at the wood shop 5 days a week. So we got together and sat down, talked about it, prayed about it, and Chris Rivera had some materials, Pastor Chris had some materials that he was sort of waiting for an opportunity like this. So after prayer, we felt like the Lord was leading us to do a Bible study in El Eden. And as the enemy was trying to thwart our growth, we showed up the first day and not a single kid showed up to the wood shop. And Will said that's unheard of. Somebody always shows up to carve some wood. So the enemy was hard at work, but through prayer and patience, we know that the victory is the Lord's. And the next day there were probably about 9 to 11 young men in the wood shop. And it's just amazing because most of them know nothing about the Bible. Many of them are not believers, and they're interested. You know, they're interested in the truth and in some hope, and it's such a blessing to be a part of that. So for us, that was just more confirmation that the Lord has us in El Eden for a reason. These men are taking part in the study, and that started last week. Today's Saturday, and yesterday a number of them attended youth group, enjoyed it, and expressed a desire to attend church. So there's fruit from El Eden already, and we're just so excited about the growth and the things that the Lord is doing here. We have some specific prayers. One of our very important, very dear brothers in the church is experiencing some difficulty in his business and is looking for $1,000. Maybe the Lord is telling him to do something different. Maybe the $1,000 would be all he needs to continue the next 20 years in business. I don't know, but please keep it in prayer. Please give it some consideration. Another thing is, in the church specifically, we could really use some windows. Without windows, the cleaning is kind of overwhelming, but the windows are pretty expensive here. So pray about that. The windows are like $400 a piece, and we need 8 of them. Flooring in the church would be a real blessing. Keep that in prayer. And then Alicia and I began to pray about a vehicle. We brought the church van down, and we've been using it and picking people up, but it looks like possibly soon we'll have some either Christian or Claudio licensed, and I would like them to be kind of the bus drivers. It takes a lot of time to go around these towns and pick everybody up for church. So we're kind of praying about a vehicle, and preferably 4-wheel drive. We've been battling the mud quite a bit. This has been one of the wetter, rainy seasons, and we've been stuck in that van up here in Las Glorias a number of times. So keep a vehicle in prayer. And there's a number of missionaries that work with us. Chuck and Joyce is one of them, and another is Allison. And please just keep them in prayer too. They do, and they have such a heart. They do a real work here, and they supply. I shouldn't say supply, but their ministries are a part of our ministry. Many of their youth are in the youth group, and they attend the church, and they're such a blessing to us. So please say a prayer for them too. I hope you enjoy this update. You're going to see a video following this, some video shots of just the youth group and some other things, and then some pictures at the end. We took a trip to Guatemala. Our 90 days was up, so we had to renew our visas, and that was interesting. It was refreshing, but also interesting. As you cross the border into Guatemala from Honduras, at least this border, when Adam and I drove down, we went through a different border, and this one was much less sophisticated, I guess you could say. As you went into Guatemala, the person at the border told me that the immigration station was about 8 kilometers inside Guatemala. Well, 8 kilometers later, there was nothing but banana trees. I think it was about 14 miles or 14 kilometers from the border was a little shack with a stop sign, but to us it didn't look like anything official. And we just kept driving. We ended up in Puerto Barrios, which was very close to where we were going in Rio Dulce, and we just decided to continue and try and figure it out at the end. In retrospect, we probably should have turned around. So we were in Guatemala illegally for 3 days, and when we tried to get back in Honduras, they told us that we had to have an exit stamp from Guatemala. So we went back, and that one shack that we had passed that was actually about 14 kilometers was the immigration station, and it just so happens they have a sheet of paper that says if you miss the immigration station, it's going to cost you 200 quetzales, which are about $6 to $1 per person. So that increased the cost of our trip dramatically. I talked to the man at the border for a while, and he cut it in half, but I had to pay a 400 quetzale fine to get back into the country, and it was not as refreshing as I'd hoped. That's another thing to keep in prayer. Alicia and I are hoping to apply for residency here, but it's a bit costly, and the paperwork that's needed can only be done in the States, and we won't be back for some time. So keep that in prayer. We'd like to figure that out and not have to. We'd rather take a vacation because we want to instead of have to. But enjoy the pictures. We saw some beautiful stuff in Guatemala. Got to see the ocean, and Alicia and the baby got their hair braided like Rastas. So thank you guys again. God bless you. Enjoy the video, and feel free to write back. We love you guys. God bless. Okay. Here is the youth group watching a video of their own youth camp. Next we have some locals expressing their gratitude to one of the missionaries who visited a type of orphanage that is near us. This girl's name is Belkis, and she could hardly fight back the tears. Here's the missionary now. This was kind of a farewell we gave her at the youth group. Some members of the youth group are practicing worship at one of the church members' houses. Some of the children playing on the trampoline. This is Allison's house, where we have lunch most Sundays after church.
My favorite is chocolate. Oh no, you cut that? Shame on you. You cut that. You got that right? No, I was going to say, send medication to Chris. Medication to
Another youth meeting. The youth are eating a little dinner after the teaching. Now we move to video of our sort of vacation in Guatemala. We get out of the country to renew our visa. So this is near Rio Dulce in Guatemala.
Dance a little bit for Daddy.
Is us on the boat ride?
Nicholas, look at Mommy. Your eyes closed.
Having fun?
Yeah.
You like the boat?
Yeah.
What's the inside?
Listen, over here. Look at me, Mommy. Over here! No. It's really deep. Can't even see my name. I got you.
Hi, Nicholas.
Hi, Daddy.
And I'm wondering how many of those fines are actually real, or if there's ones that made up.
Because I was looking and it was like, this is a piece of paper like that was a castle. Pictures of buildings along the river as we're pulling into Livingston. This was the street that we stayed on in Livingston. One of the restaurants we ate at. This was our room in Livingston. View from our balcony. A coconut lamp and me taking a nap. This is where we had breakfast at the hotel. This was along the beach right outside our hotel. Me trying to build a sandcastle with the kids. And that is as far as the sandcastle got. Nicholas with a banana leaf mustache. Some pictures of the market. Alicia having her hair braided by some of the locals. Alicia and the baby had their hair braided.